Right, let's have a go at this sky. Hope you can see alright. I've tried to get you in as in frame. Anyway, I don't want to talk. Sorry about that. I'm not being rude, but I don't want it to drag on too long for you. Don't want you getting bored and going watching the telly instead. Right, so I'm just wetting the paper. I'm just going down them hills. So it doesn't matter, you haven't got to be dead careful about it, but these little hairs coming out my brush again. Right, now down here, just with a very damp brush, you just lift some of that water out, if we can. Tell you what, we just use a bit of tissue, right, as we don't want the paint running down into the foreground, right. So we're going to start with yellow ochre, or ochre, whatever you want to call it. Right, this right at the front here, this is the light part of this bloody hair there, look. I'll go over them chimneys, because they're fairly dark, so I'm going to have to start picking hairs off. I'm sorry about this, but I think it's time I got a new brush, don't you? Right, straight after that, straight into some burnt sienna. Throw some of that in. As I say, if you get any runs down here, just wipe it off. Just make that a little bit darker. Right, going into the ultramarine blue now. Starting from the top. We come down so far. Don't want to go too far down. And we want it pretty dark at the top. So we go over that again now. Sorry, they're doing me head in these bloody hairs now. Right, so that'll do for the sky. We've got a little bit of colour here. Just dampen a tissue if you haven't caught it in time. That'll do. Right, now using a small brush, getting some ultramarine blue and some of the burnt sienna. What we'll do, while the paper's still nice and damp, just run across it like that. Right, it's got to be a bit darker this, so you just hang on a sec, I'll be right with you. Some little ones at the bottom. The paper's buckling a bit, you can probably see that. Don't worry about it, don't start worrying. Just get the paint on the paper. If you start worrying about it, next thing the paper's drying, and then you can start worrying. Right. give that brush a quick wash out, and I'm pinching it between my fingers, right? I won't do it over the paper, but you pinch it, right? So it's just damp now. I'm going to go in, we start at the bottom, eh? Right, give it a quick rinse again, the same thing. It's just a slightly damp brush. You can't notice as much down here because we're in the light colour down here, but now you start to see, as we get out, we'll pick them clouds out better. Same again, keep going in, washing it off, dragging it out, drying it a bit. Go back in there again. I say, as long as the paper's not drying, you're alright. Once it starts drying, that's when your troubles start. But that brush, keep going in, rinsing the paint off. Same again, in. And all we're doing basically is lifting paint out that we've already put on. A bit more here. Now you can get carried away with this, and next thing you end up with white paper again. You think, where have all my clouds gone? So by all means enjoy it, but don't get too carried away. Right, I'm not going to mess about with that now. That will dry a lot differently when it's, well, when it's dry. Just got to run down the edge there, but we're not bothered about that, are we? No. I'm glad you agree. So what we'll do, while we've got these paints out, this yellow ochre, right, just lightly, hardly touching the paper across the path here and there, right? Rinse it off. Now we want a little bit of the burnt sienna, and we'll do the same with that. Just lightly. You want to leave some white. We can do the rest later on. But now what I want to do is, while we've still got all these colours out, here in the foreground, right, just dab and pull, or do whatever you want. Look, you can see what I'm doing, but I'm leaving white. I'm not putting it everywhere, and especially around the gate over here. You don't want too much paint there. So you just keep, it's only a dabbing motion. Dab and pull here and there, and right, you think, hang on, he's gone nuts here. What's he doing with that paper? Well, basically, as a kid, you've done blocking in, haven't you? Basically, that's what we're doing. We're blocking in. Right, now we're going through a bit of the burnt sienna. Noticing we're following a path. I don't mean that path. We're following a path of what colours are basically in the sky and all that, so the same thing, just dabbing. And the same over the far side. It's going to be pretty dark behind the cottage there, isn't it? Because it's not getting any light, so right, I've got a green made up. I don't know what we're doing for time, but we can't be doing, we're not far off, are we? I can't see. Oh, hang on, just gone into 11 minutes. Anyway, we'll say under 15, eh? Yeah, under 15. I think that's a more reasonable time for me, don't you think? Otherwise I'll be going nuts trying to get it all in time. All this we'll be going over again, so but all we're doing, getting some colours in. Remember these white bits, you don't have to leave loads, but leave a few. Right, that's it. Right, I've gone about 12 minutes, have I? I think around 12 minutes anyway. So you can do that, I'm sure you can. Just that sky, get it in as quick as you can and then move on. Okay, I'll catch you in part 2.